Ask Hippo. What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are here for a Ask Hippo. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I actually attempted to do this in my car. Sadly, it kind of turned out a bit like this. I can't put it on any tighter. And this. I need to find a straight and read the first question. And a bit more of this. Coming in, doggy, real life doggy. So until I sort those problems out, we're gonna stay in this room because it's quite clear that I can't do car vlogs until I have a mic which works. To be honest, filming at uni is a bit hard because this room is yellow as fuck for some reason. My car, obviously you've seen what is the case with that. I don't know what's going on really. I just seem to have problems when I'm here. And you guys can't see this, but I'll put an Instagram like story thing up of how much room I have on this desk. It's really not as luxurious as you may think. I have no space. Like, I can't even put my arm fully across my desk. Like, it's that small. Oh, no. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I can't even use my light. Anyway, today is Ask Hippo, and we're going to go through your guys' questions, which you asked me on Twitter. To get in the future, just use the hashtag Ask Hippo when I say give me questions, and that's it. If you didn't get in, I do apologize. There was actually a load of questions this time. It seems like I'm getting more and more and more the further along we get in, which is expected. And I'm just getting so many questions at this point. I kind of have to pick a select few. I can't really go through all of them. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. So the first question comes from Fuck. The first question comes from NFS Fan 14, and his question is: if Ghost would give you your own DLC pack for Need for Speed Payback, which cars and features would you add to the game? Keep up the good work. Boy, thank you very much, baby girl. Right, so what cars and features would I add? So let's say this is kind of like an expansion like the Speedcross one is, because that's an easy kind of way of going around things. I've got a soft spot for imports. Like, I just have, like, I don't think I'm biased, but I've got a soft spot for imports. So the R33 is gonna have to be in there because it's like one of the most requested cars. The RX-8 needs to be there with the option to change it into the R3 RX-8, which is the facelifted version. And one more car. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Lamborghini Miura. It's been one of those cars in the past week specifically that I've thought about, and I'm like, that would actually be a really good car to have in Need for Speed. And they've literally just announced a Liberty Walk kit for it at the Tokyo Auto show. So it's got kits and stuff, and you know, knowing what Ghost come up with themselves and their graphics designers and stuff and their concept people, I think that could be a really good car for Need for Speed. Obviously, people would like to get sensitive about whether it should be customized or not, but I think the Miura has a place in Need for Speed. In terms of features, I would say like a canyon mode would be pretty cool, like a toge mode, like an actual toge mode like Carbon had. I'd like to see that come back, maybe with kind of some story attached to it. I think that would sell well, and it could kind of redeem themselves for the story which was in the vanilla game. And if they had some, if it was kind of revolving around this toge mode, I think that would be really cool, and I think it would sell itself. The next question comes from Crazy Man, and his question is: if the next Need for Speed is not set in Tokyo, where would you like it to be and why? And what cars do you think should be on the Tokyo Night box art? Right, so if the next game isn't in Tokyo, where do I want it to be? Now, I don't think the next game is going to be in Tokyo. I've said this, that vision for that game is what I would love it to be. That's my ideal vision for a Need for Speed game in a perfect world. I don't really think it's going to be there. I mean, I'd hope it's going to be there. I hope they take inspiration from it, you know. Even if it is like a fictional place, I would hope that it has Japanese influences like 2015 did. If you look at El Rey, that's pretty much just Japanese mountains. So I do hope there is some influence in it regardless of where they go, even if they do keep it in America. I think a fictional Miami would be pretty cool. That's one place I'm wanting to see a racing game for a while, other than Japan. A mix of like Miami, San Francisco, and Japan would be pretty cool, like those three. I don't think they're probably going to go to Japan, but it's like one of those things in a perfect world. I'd love to see that. In terms of the box art, I have made some box art myself, but I didn't get the photos myself. That credit goes to the guy on ArtStation. That photo is absolutely ridiculous. I think on the box art, I think an R34, probably. R34, RX-7 FD, maybe, like on the front cover, like drifting or like doing something, maybe in a car meet or something, I don't know, but like it's an iconic JDM car for sure, because that to me is what Need for Speed represents. It represents customization and being yourself, and I think no other type of car really represents that more than Japanese imports, because they're so synonymous with customization. The next question comes from Tom, and he says, how are you going to end yourself if Horizon 4 is in Dubai? How am I going to end myself? Death by ass? fuck, you know, death by ass. The next question comes from Paul, and his question is, are you planning any major plans for the Suzuki Swift? It was originally Suzy, but then I'm like, no, it's Japanese, so it has to be a Japanese name, innit? But I do kind of want to get a new car relatively soon, so it's one of those things, really. I'm saving all my money for that instead. Currently, I think my brakes need to be swapped out, as do my tires, as do, you know, just a service check on the car, so that's going to be relatively expensive. So yeah, I just need to keep it running mainly. It's the scariest thing, driving with when you know your brakes like are fading away. It's not to the point where like the car doesn't break, but I can definitely tell they're worn out, and I need to get that sorted like really soon because I don't want to die. The next question comes from Chills, and his question is Drivecast ever going to come back? And I'm going to answer this for once and for all because it's a question I get all the freaking time. Drivecast isn't going anywhere. We're just taking a bit of a break. I think I can say this on behalf of most of us minus CJ, that we're all a bit burnt out on it. We're all doing different things, and we're all, you know, we're just busy, you know, we're just living our lives. Like with me being at uni and with Jay, you know, working on his channel and doing his own things, and with Nina, you know, got school and stuff. It's just not all of us are here to do it every single week, and I don't want to do this week and then miss another 4 weeks. I'd rather come back strong. So it's not going anywhere. We're just on a bit of a hiatus until we all get our shit together. I know CJ's been eager to do it, but not all of us have got the same schedule as him. I am busy all the time with uni. Obviously, I've had my break recently, but you know, usually I'm always busy. I can speak for Jay and Nina, they're also very busy. It's one of those things, you know, when we find the time and when it's suitable, it will come back. Obviously, it's on its own channel right now, so if you want to go ahead and subscribe to that, you can, and if you want to, and obviously you'll know when the first episode goes up. But that's all there really is to it. We're just taking a bit of a break. We don't want to put shit Drivecast out for you. We could do it completely burnt out, completely tired, but I don't think that's the content you guys would appreciate, and it's definitely not the content that I would appreciate putting out. So yeah, that's really all there is to say on that. The next question comes from multiple people, actually. It's kind of on the same level of series that are going to return. So what's happening with Undefeated and Stick and Twist are two questions I get all the time. The reason Undefeated is not here is because of Payback. There's no cars I can take in that isn't an RSR or a Regera and win. And even if I do take those two cars in, with how the crash cams are and with how the ramming is, the situation is just hard. It's not a game that's really based on skill. In 2015 you could get around it because the physics were so fucky. You know, there's certain things you can do in that game, and I put a lot of hours into that game, put a lot of hours into Payback. It's just one of those things it's not possible to do. And same with Stick and Twist, with how the upgrade system is, I can't really do Stick and Twist on Payback. It's probably going to come back with, you know, like other older games and Horizon and stuff coming out this year, and like I'm gonna bring Stick and Twist back. It's not dead. And as far as Undefeated goes, I have been dabbling with the idea of doing it in Horizon 3 or 2015. So it's not going anywhere. I'm just kind of figuring out myself what I'm gonna be doing with it, and those series take a while to make as well, so it's all about time as well. And I don't want to, again, it's all about, it comes back to what I said with Drivecast, putting out content which I hope you guys appreciate, and just not rushing shit out, because that's not how I like to do things. The next question comes from Most Wanted, and his question is, what made you lose interest in playing Payback recently? No replay value, I think, is the main thing. There's just nothing to do in the game. I can't upgrade my cars to 399 easily, so if I want to try a different car and see if it's an RSR killer, I've got to put quite a lot of time to get it to 399, and to me that's just not worth it. I've got, you know, I've got a wheel, I've got a wheel, I've got a shifter, I've got, you know, more on that to come soon. But when I've got games like Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo, and I can be playing it with a wheel, you know, even Forza Motorsport 7, I'm looking forward to trying that with a wheel. And you know, when I've got Initial D and other games to play, in PUBG and, you know, Rainbow Six and COD, all these other games that I want to play, it's just one of those things. My time is better in other places. I don't feel like I have the same amount of enjoyment as I did in 2015, and I hope that changes with DLCs and stuff, but I'm not sure if it's too little too late. The next question comes from Zane, and his question is, if someone said to you, you can buy one item free of charge to add to your current gaming setup, what would it be and why? This is a really good question, because I honestly don't know. I've recently upgraded my computer. You can't see it because it's like up here, but I've upgraded my computer up to a Ryzen, and I need to get a new GPU, but right now with the money situation and with the car, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. But there's actually a few things. I'm looking around, just seeing, you know, what I could add. A 4K monitor would be nice, but then I guess I need the GPU to run it. I guess a GPU would be nice. Ooh, it's hard just to pick one. These are numerous things which I'd want. New monitors would be nice, a new keyboard would be everything, to be honest. Heck, another fucking computer so I could actually record PC games on a variable frame rate and not have it fuck up in Premiere. I don't know. There's too many things. A new camera, a cam link, an Elgato cam link, like a fucking clutch for my wheel. There's lots of things. Obviously, some take priority over others. I think GPU probably would be first, to be honest. But those are a bunch of things that I'd want for my setup. There's so many LEDs, you know, Philips Hue everywhere, all that kind of stuff. The next question comes from NASCAR, and his question is, how well do you know Japanese? Zato! That means Z. Fuck. And that pretty much rounds it up for all the questions. I got a few generic questions like what's your favorite car, R32 GTR. If you haven't already realized, I've made videos on how I'd customize it exactly. So yeah, I'll leave that to you guys to find. And I got like questions like how did you find your name and stuff. I've answered all those before in other videos. So if you do want to go ahead and, you know, still want those answers, you can go ahead and watch those videos. If not, and your question isn't answered elsewhere, make sure you go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. But that's been it. It was nice to get this done. Even if it wasn't in my car. I feel like it's been a while since I've just been on a one-to-one with you guys. Like I did the 2017 video, obviously, but that was a bit different. It wasn't really like, it was kind of more for me than speaking to anyone, like, if you know what I mean. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and obviously you guys in the next one. Stay safe and peace.